The World Health Organization recommends a new name for the monkeypox disease. Following a series of consultations with global experts, the World Health Organization, or WHO, will begin using a new preferred term, Mpox, as a synonym for monkeypox. Both names will be used simultaneously for 1 year while the term monkeypox is phased out. When the outbreak of monkeypox expanded earlier this year, racist and stigmatizing language online and in other settings and in some communities were observed and reported to the World Health Organization. In several meetings that were public and private, a number of individuals and countries raised concerns and asked the World Health Organization to propose a way forward to changing the name. Assigning names to new and very exceptionally to existing diseases is the responsibility of the World Health Organization under the International Classification of Diseases, or ICD, and the WHO family of international health-related classifications through a consultative process which includes World Health Organization member states. World Health Organization, in accordance with the ICD update process, held consultations to gather views from a range of experts, as well as countries and the general public. They were invited to submit suggestions for new names. Based on the consultations and further discussion with WHO's Director General, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, the World Health Organization recommends the following: the adoption of the new synonym Mpox in English for the disease. Mpox will become a preferred term, replacing monkeypox after a transition period of 1 year. This serves to mitigate the concerns raised by experts about confusion caused by a name change in the midst of a global outbreak. It also gives time to complete the ICD update process and update the World Health Organization publications. The synonym Mpox will be included in the ICD-10 online in the upcoming days. It will be a part of the official 2023 release of ICD-11, which is the current global standard for health data, clinical documentation, and statistical aggregation. The term monkeypox will remain a searchable term in the ICD to match with historic information. Considerations for the recommendations included rationale, scientific appropriateness, extent of the current usages, pronounceability, usability in different languages, absence of geographical or zoological references, and ease of retrieval of historical scientific information. Usually, the ICD updating process can take up to several years. In this case, the process was accelerated through following the standard steps. Various advisory bodies were heard during the consultation process, including experts from the medical and scientific and classification and statistics advisory committees, which constituted of representatives from government authorities of 45 different countries. The issue of the new name in different languages was extensively discussed. The preferred term Mpox can be used in other languages. If additional naming issues arise, these will be addressed via the same mechanism. Translations are usually discussed in formal collaboration with relevant government authorities and related scientific societies. The World Health Organization will adopt the term Mpox in its communications and encourages others to follow these recommendations to minimize any ongoing negative impact of the current name and from adoption of the new name. A note to the editors. Background information on naming of the disease, the virus that causes the disease, and the virus variants or clades. Naming the disease. Human monkeypox was given its name in 1970 after the virus that causes the disease was discovered in captive monkeys in 1958. Before the publication of the WHO Best Practices in Naming Diseases was published in 2015. According to those best practices, new disease names should be given with an aim to minimize unnecessary negative impact of names on trade, travel, tourism, or animal welfare, and avoid causing offense to any cultural, social, national, regional, professional, or ethnic group. Assigning new names to new and very exceptionally to existing diseases is the responsibility of WHO under the International Classification of Diseases and the WHO family of international health-related classifications, or the WHO FIC, through a consultative process which includes WHO's member states. ICD is part of the WHO family of international health-related classifications. The naming of viruses. The naming of viruses is the responsibility of the International Committee on the Taxonomy of Viruses, or ICTV. Prior to the 2022 global monkeypox outbreak, there was already a process underway to reconsider the naming of all orthopox virus species, including the monkeypox virus. This will continue under the ICTV leadership. Naming monkeypox virus variants or clades. In August, a group of global experts convened by the World Health Organization agreed on new names for monkeypox virus variants. As part of ongoing efforts to align the names of the monkeypox disease, its virus and variants, or clades, with current best practices. Consensus was reached to refer to the former Congo Basin Central African clade as Clade 1, and the former West African clade as Clade 2. Additionally, it was agreed that the Clade 2 consists of two subclades, 2A and 2B.